Hello guys, Scott again, and welcome back to my channel. Now, as always, thank you for tuning into the video and your continued support. I'm currently up to around about 600 subscribers, which I'm quite happy with, pushing on to the 1,000 slowly but surely. Yeah, thank you for your support. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe, and especially on videos like these where it's going to be me trying to sort out and diagnose some of the problems with the Volvo, as you can see by the title. I appreciate your support and insights and sort of expertise, because I've had different avenues and routes to go down, and you've helped me a lot already, and I just appreciate the interactions. It's good to talk to some of you and meet sort of like-minded people. So thank you for that, and we're going to get into this video now. Few things to update first. Obviously, in the last video, Volvo cut out on me, completely died. I drained the battery by running too many accessories and putting too much load on it. In my mind, obviously, you see all the warning lights like you'd seen, or like I'd showed you in the video, and I'll show you them now. So if you get all, we'll start her up, all these warning lights when you turn the ignition on, and then ideally they should hit off. But yeah, ideally they should turn off. Now, obviously that's not the case. So mine goes down battery, alternator, electric route, because thankfully there's lots of forums on this, which is one of the things I love about this car, is you Google it and you get directed to some forums. It gives you a good read. And it immediately pointed to alternator battery. So like you saw in the last video, I had to put a new battery in to save it, to get it back home at least. And now we're just going to check that it is the alternator that is wrong. Now, there's a couple of things I've got here to show you. Now, what I actually did treat myself to, which I've always wanted, because it's very cool, is a Haynes manual for the Volvo. Now, this was only, I got it used and it was about £5, which I'm very happy with, because it's actually not bad condition. They're £20 brand new, which isn't that bad either. But you can literally, I scroll straight through it and there's a page for the alternator already. But there's also very good guides on the internet. But I've always wanted to have Haynes manual for a car, because it's something I find quite cool. So got a good little read there. I can read up on how to change the alternator if and when I have to. I say if or when I have to. I think in my mind it is going to be that, but today we are going to confirm it. Now I'm going to do it. I've got a little multimeter here. Essentially, I'll do it in a minute, and obviously you'll see it on the video, but the route to do that, or I'm going to do that, is obviously battery, check the voltage across the battery, which should be set around normally about 12 volts for car batteries, and then turn the car on. And it confirms in the Haynes manual as well that when you flick the car on and the alternator starts running, it should bump the voltage up to around about 14. And then as you put loads on it, that should stabilize. It shouldn't drop. Whereas I'm assuming, and what I think is going to happen, is once I turn it on, because I do believe the alternator is at fault, it's not going to go up. And if I put loads on, like turn the battery and the stereo on, it's going to drain that even more, which is how I broke down before. So we're going to get that. We're going to set up the camera, set up the multimeter, have a little look. I'm going to say fingers crossed it's not, and it does come up, but at this point we're pretty sure it's the alternator. We prefer it just to be that and a nice easy fix. Right, so multimeter out, and as we are going for battery, so we want volts DC, just checking that it's actually recording. Oh. Always. Put there, that one there, and put this somewhere. You can see it. I don't know if you can make that out. We are currently reading about 12 volts DC, which is what we're expecting. So essentially now, if we turn the car on and then give it a reading again, we should expect to see that bump up to what the alternator's taken over, and then put some load on it. It should stay at that. I might leave that as an outtake, you didn't see me do that. I'm not sure if you can make out down here, but the accessory belt is actually running. So yeah, the accessory belt is running, which you can see from there, which means the alternator should be spinning, so I should be getting some sort of voltage output. So as you can see there, it's actually dropped below and it's not doing it. Now I'm going to turn the lights on just as a double check. So headlights are now on. There you go. Voltage has really dropped, so we'll turn her off. Right, so I don't know how well that came out on video. Obviously, suspicions confirmed. Alternator, the belt's spinning, but I'm not getting any power output, so we are going to have to change the alternator. And I don't know if you can make it out on the other bit, but I actually saw for the first time in person, because it never seems to do it when I open the bonnet. So for a while I've been noticing that there's been some smoke, steam, smoke coming out the left-hand side of the bonnet and just trickling up, like mostly when I'm like stationary. I never actually knew what it was for a while. I had my suspicions, and suspicions have been confirmed, and it looks like it's coming from the back of the engine towards the exhaust manifold. The exhaust has sounded a bit blowy since I've had the car. I did say that, so it looks like I'm going to have to do a full exhaust replace. But that'll be once we're actually back on the road and running. I have wanted to do that for a while, get a nice system on it where you can actually hear that 5-cylinder and not just a bit of blow, but that does explain where it's blowing from, and then that stops something else. So that's two things diagnosed. We have got another one to do at some point. Just this alternator is going to be a bit of a pain to change, I think. You'll have to rip like this part, move that out of the way because the bolts are underneath. This pipe will have to go, and then yeah, but that smoke seemed like it was coming from right at the back here, so right in actually round the manifold. But at least that's something more diagnosed. So the other thing I need to do, I need to have a look at, which I'll do in another video at some time, is that high idle. So a lot of you who know the 850s have noticed that there's been quite a high idle on mine. I've been living with it for a while because I wasn't actually sure, but your comments have helped. It's led me down some routes, and I need to, especially while I'm not driving it, it's a good opportunity to, is get it and look at the idle air control valve. I want to say it is the idle air control valve. Obviously I've got the Haynes manual now to do a bit of research into that, and I believe that lives under this cover just in here, because you've got the throttle cable there, and then under there's a little air control valve. Now some people have said that that might be clogged up or stuck open, but that's something I will look into. Pretty much the results I was expecting. Not what we wanted, because ideally I'd not have to change the alternator. I've had some on view. I think looking at them brand new, they're about £150, which is a bit more than I'd want to spend, but we'll get the car back on the road. We want her. She's very close to 200,000 now. We want her to be a little high mileage hero. But it'll be a good fun job. I've never done an alternator before, and like I said, when I got the Volvo, I was quite excited to actually be able to work on it myself. So hopefully there'll be more videos of me working on the Volvo. Something a bit different today. It was just a bit of fault diagnosis. I'll put one up when I actually get the parts and change the parts. I've got jobs to do on the Volvo. I've got to redo that other wing. I'll look into that idle air control to try and sort out this dodgy 1500 idle, because I've always said it almost like backwards warms up, because since I only noticed it after it got MOT'd and serviced this year, and it backwards warms up. So whereas before it'd start at 1500 when it's cold and then settle at 1000, it starts at 1000 and then settles at 1500, which is not ideal. but it also weirdly works as a sort of cruise control. So if you're in like third gear, you can leave it at about 1500 and it will pull you along at 30 mile an hour, and it won't slow, obviously won't slow down or stall because it's stuck open. So hopefully it is that. We'll have a look at it. I've got my Haynes manual now to do it. Very happy. Nice little red Volvo on the front. And then, yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you've got any insight or comments or advice on how to go about doing this, other routes to go down for this idle, general bits like that. I appreciate it all. It's really, really helped out, and I love the support and interactions given to the channel. But for now, I just want to say thank you for watching. A little bit different. There will be more like this in time, because I'm trying to give a bit more content, just what I've been doing and varied stuff, and a bit more regular. And some of it may include this, some of it will include the Focus. Got some big stuff planned. Hopefully it all goes through. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.